Welcome to a special edition of the Carolina Flair Insider. I'm your host, RV Hodge, and today we're getting the first tour of Privateer. Come on aboard. One of the great things about fully custom construction is that everything is suited directly to the customer. For one, the customer is very tall and he needed full headroom down below. That introduced the trunk cabin, which is a throwback look. I think it's pretty cool, but it's not normal on a sport fisher. Also, he wanted interior helm station, also a little bit of a departure from normal, and no bridge. Another thing that this customer desired that is a departure for us is the bow rail. The trunk cabin coming up created a visibility issue, and they had to raise the helm platform, and again that meant they had to raise the cabin top. Well, our design team had to blend all that stuff to get all these angles and transitions to flow to make the sharp boat that we end up with today. So let's take a look on top of the cabin right now. So on top of the cabin you see the traditional forest of antennas and the radars and sat navs, and there's other stuff up here that I'm not even sure what it all does. But one thing I am sure about, and that is the frames to hold the paddle boards and the kayaks. Because this cabin top is so accessible, it becomes a perfect place to carry the stuff around. So now we've had an overview out of this whole thing. Let's go down into the engine room and see what makes this whole thing tick. So as you can see, we are in a custom engine room. I'm 6 feet tall, there's lots of headroom. As I said before, this customer is tall and he needed the headroom. This is the power plant. This is where everything happens in the boat. The engines, Cat C18s, they generate between the two of them close to 2,300 horsepower. They have 2-to-1 gear drives. There's control panels here for turning on and off everything in the city, so to speak. Air conditioner units are down here, generators are down here, the gyro is down here, hydraulic pumps, fuel transfer pumps, filters, you name it. So one of the things that this customer wanted is the ability to replace or repair major mechanical components, particularly the engines. It's a machine, machines wear out, they have to be replaced or worked on. So we built in a large hatch. Now we'll look above when we're in the salon. There's a small hatch here, and that is trimmed out. We can get into and out of that from above in order to pass through smaller mechanical components, air conditioner units, whatever. But in order to take the engine out, we have to take this out. Well, you can't see this hatch from above. I'm going to talk to you more about that upstairs, but this is the engine room, and it's not a stinky old bilge like they used to be. So here in the cockpit, this is the business end of the boat. This is why boats are built. This is why the customer wants a boat. This is where he interacts with the water, whether he's fishing or going out to go kayaking or swimming or just messing around. And as you can see, there are some features that aren't on all the boats. The step up the side is actually one that I really like. We have ice chests, grills, refrigerated boxes, and we have a pop-up helm station in the mezzanine so that when you're fighting a fish, you can fight the fish right here. It's not just the big things that are all customer driven, but the small things as well. Things like, instead of a fighting chair, you got what they call a battle saddle, or some people just call it a rocket launcher. Even to the faucets that are used for washing down the cockpit deck. Everything is made to the customer's desires, because that's what custom boat is all about. So the swim platform is an extra cool feature, something we've never done on a boat here before. And you can see there are sockets for a ladder for swimming. You can see the pop-up cleats on each quarter. And then what we normally call a fish door is really now a people door. So let's go up and take a look inside the cabin. On the way, I'm going to show you one of my favorite features of this boat. This boat has a double door. How cool is that? Come on in. Welcome to the Salon of Privateer. One of the things that's hard to gripe your brain around sometimes is that every single thing you see inside this boat is custom designed and handmade, including the TV, which has some kind of little pop-up switch right there. We go. It pops up for viewing, and just as easily it shuts right back down. There's a desk here. This is something that we've never put in a boat before, a real captain's log kind of desk. And as you can see, the couches and the coffee table, which is really a locker as well. And one of the things I would really like to tell you about is the hatch in the floor. Now, we looked at it from below, The truth is, it's a lot of bother to build a hatch in a finished wood surface. Getting all the alignments done, it's very, very particular. The larger hatch is hidden, but it's necessary in order to be able to pull out the engines, do upgrades, any major maintenance. We can do that through the hatch. But in order to do that, we have to cut this floor out. But to do so, we have magnets embedded at each of the corners. We identify those magnets with another magnet, chalk the line, and we can cut carefully along those lines and lift the whole thing out. And we have a small amount of trim work to work out when it's all said and done, instead of a big amount. So now we're gonna head down into the living space, what we call the down forward area. And here, once again, we see the value of this high headroom. We have a galley here. We've looked at it before, but we've never seen it in its full glory. It's getting towards evening, so we can't see all the light that this will be during the daylight, but you can see that there's a lot of window, a lot of built-in light. So this little nook is really a lounge area. It's also a true galley table. The table slides this way and goes up. There's some actuators here. And as you sit here, there's also a television. As we're looking at right now, we're looking at whatever's going on under the bottom of the boat, as well as the people milling around in the cockpit. As we go forward, past the bunk room, it's a cubby space with a single bunk. So in previous episodes, you've seen the master before it was finished. Well, today, come on in, you get to see the real deal in its glory. Once again, everything is customized to the customer's specifications. Everything, everywhere there's storage, everywhere there's a light, everywhere there's an air conditioner, including all this wonderful headroom. So this bathroom is actually inside the master stateroom. This door closes it off. It is also very nice, well appointed, very cleverly laid out. What would traditionally be called the day head, or sometimes called the crew head, is right here as we're about to go down into the lower stateroom. We take a few steps down this way, and we're in the lower stateroom. This stateroom also has a lot of headroom. There's hanging lockers, there are more lockers, there's vents, there's a sound system, there's lights of all different kinds. It also has the washer and dryer down in this space. Again, everything is custom designed around the customer's desires, and it's all beautiful. The crown jewel of every boat is the helm station, and as you can see, this one is glorious. As always, I would like to thank you for tuning in to the Carolina Flare Insider, and we'll catch you next time.